Hi, it's Elaine from Big Good Place Crafts. For some reason, when I start a video, I found out that if I wave my hand over the start button and then off, I've got a few seconds to get started. It wasn't working this morning. I had to do like, come on, hey, come on, phone. It's a new year. Get with it. It's a new year. It is currently 11:21. So I have been up about 5 hours. Got up at like 6:20, and I figured I'm not getting back to sleep. It's a day off. I'm not going anywhere. I can always take a nap. So get up and get stuff done. So I rounded up items that needed to be updated on Etsy, did photo shoots, got the listings updated. I updated my inventory. Oh, that was a job. I really need to get my inventory down. I have 21 pages of my spreadsheet. Yeah, too much stuff. Too much stuff. I got most of my figures ready for my new day planner. Got that going. I got my goals written up in my day planner. This planner, unlike my other one, you have like a planning page for January. So I wrote some goals here. One of my overreaching goals for 2024, I think I may have said 2021. Okay. Is to get my stash down. My stash is currently at 699 listings. It doesn't mean I have 699 skeins of yarn because some of those listings are for multiple skeins. But I have 699 listings. I want to get that down to 600. That sounds huge. I don't have my list here to say when the last time is that it was down to 600, but I'll look it up and I'll put the number up here. I just hung up an old tablecloth, a table covering for my craft shows, so that when I want to put in text, I have a nice big blank screen to put my text on. Sorry for the wrinkles, I just pulled it out of a drawer, but I want to be able to just put words up there. Let's see, another thing for this month, I would like to update or get up 20 new Etsy listings. Now, I updated 3 listings this morning. So, hey, I need to... Where's a pen? Got a pen? Not readily available. There's a pen. Why do I always have to make that noise when I move my chair? Okay, 20 Etsy listings. We'll do boop, boop, boop. I got my 3 little hatch marks for the fact that I did 3 today. So I got 3 out of 20 done. Okay, and every day I want to post something on Instagram and YouTube. I already put up my Instagram post and I'm working on the YouTube now. So for the month of January, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I have 6 items on my to-do list. One is the Ami Book Challenge. I did the little spinning wheel thingy and came up with the book Crowbots. Okay, I had to pause the video to go get the book. Yeah, this has got a thrift books. Just one time I was getting something from thrift books, and it was one of these things, if you got your total up to a certain amount, you got your shipping free. So I got this book, Crowbots, and I'm going to pick one out of here. Not quite sure which one. Probably the one that looks sort of, it's called Baby Bot. Get the pattern out of the way. I think I'll probably make him. So that's the Ami Book Challenge for January. to make something out of one of my amigurumi books. That's number one. Ooh, that sounded loud. Number two would be my Crazy Critter Challenge. But there's a twist for 2024. I am going to do a Monster of the Month. Because when I did the numbers, it came up as a light blue monster with white dreads. Okay, that sounds like fun. I've already got it sketched up. It's in my other day planner that I didn't bring back here. Okay, I can do this. But instead of just making it and showing you, hey, look, I made this monster, I'm going to document it as I make it and then put the pattern up on my blog as a free pattern. So I should have 12 free monster patterns if I can keep up with this month. I also, I don't have it down here. I also want to publish one paid pattern each month. There was one month, I think it was May, either May or June of 2023, when the only sales I had that entire month were patterns. So, you know how you're putting up Etsy listings, and if you don't get any sales, then they send you an email saying, oh, you need to pay your Etsy bill. You have an outstanding Etsy bill. It might only be like 80 cents. Like, you have to pay this bill. Well, the few pattern sales that I had that month kept them from nagging me about paying my bills, because the pattern sales covered the cost of putting up other listings. Okay. That was a long story, just to say. Number two is the Monster of the Month. Number three is what I am calling my Artist's Choice bag. Now, I've said before, I do not have a good eye for color. My girls have a good eye for color. My husband has a good eye for color. But I just don't get what colors to put together sometimes. So I had asked my husband to put together some color bags for me, some project bags, and then I will use them up. So my first, and since he is an artist, he paints. I'll put up a picture of his paintings over here. That's why I'm calling it the Artist Choice bag. The first bag that I'm doing has a dark green, a lime green, and a burnt orange. So that's on my list. Use that up. Might make one project, might make two. We'll see. Okay, then the next thing on my list is to make a project from one pattern on my bought but not made list. I have a list of probably about 50 or so patterns that I really want to make. I bought the pattern. I intended to make it. I haven't. Some of these were, I can think of at least 3 designers where they had a deal like, get all of my patterns for $15 this week. Okay, over 100 patterns for $15, I'll go for it. And then I had picked out, okay, I want to make this one, and added them to the list. Others, I bought the pattern years ago because it just was so neat. I had to make that right now. I still haven't. So I haven't picked out what I'm going to make yet, but that's on my goals for January. Okay, another one. This is new to me. I have signed up for the Mystery Yarn Challenge hosted by Lori, the Armchair Chef. This is where you gather up some yarn and send it off to somebody. And somebody else is gathering up a box of yarn and sending it off to you. So tomorrow, I am supposed to get a box of yarn. I got the tracking number, and I went and checked it out. It's coming from Tennessee, and I updated the tracking so that I would get text messages to my phone. Early Sunday morning, I get a message. Your phone is at your phone, yeah. Your package has arrived at the post office. So, since Sunday morning, my package has been at the post office, but they're not delivering mail until tomorrow. And it'll be sort of like a Monday where they've got the extra mail. Usually on Mondays, our mail doesn't come till after 5 p.m. So tomorrow's video will probably be a little later in the day because it's going to be after 5 p.m. I want to get the package first and then do an unboxing for you. Okay, and I have a use up challenge. I pulled a skein of yarn from my stash and I want to just keep making things until it's used up. Now, I did sort of cheat. I pulled out a blue yarn. It's sort of a medium blue, but I'm calling it light blue because I'm going to use it for making the monster for the Monster of the Month challenge. So I'm sort of double dipping there. I make the rules. I can break the rules. I also need to finish, it's not on my list. I shall have to edit. I need to finish up the Boggy Creek blanket by the end of January so that I can get it shipped out to one of the organizers who will be taking it down to Florida and taking it to Camp Boggy Creek. Last night there was a not Star Trek, Twilight Zone marathon. We like Twilight Zone. And, little trivia fact, Rod Serling of the Twilight Zone was a New Yorker. He was born in Syracuse, New York. His family moved to Binghamton, New York. The bus station that they show in a couple of the Twilight Zone episodes was the Binghamton bus station, which I have been to. I've taken, when I was in college in Binghamton, I took the bus home once or twice. Can't remember how many times there. Where was I going with this? And my boss lived in the house on Bennett Street, right next to the house where Rod Serling and his family lived. There you go. That's my trivia. So that's my rabbit trail. So last night there was a Twilight Zone marathon, and while watching that, I got the dark brown segment done. So now I'm working on the 6 inches or so of white that goes at the top of the square, and then I will do a border around the whole thing. So all I have to do is the 6 inches of white, the border, and the applique. So I'm getting there. So I do have one other project that's going on, a mouse from, which is it from? It's from one of the Zumagurumi books. That it's taking a while, and it's one of those big projects. It's the road that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friend. Somehow I started it, not knowing what it was, and I'll continue starting it. I'll continue working. No, I had that song. Okay, I had the song that never ends from Lamb Chop. I'm showing my age. I had reworded it for that, and now I'm blanking out on how I reworded it. Okay, because I was working on the project that never ends, I wanted to take a little break. So I pulled out some Bernat Boa yarn in ostrich, and first I made a hedgehog. And it's already listed on Etsy, so I'm doing well there. That goes back with his little hedgehog friends. Then I made a leggy frog, a fancy frog in the skirt. And guess what? As of this morning, that's also listed on Etsy. Frogs are over there. Oops, didn't quite go where I wanted to. Then I'm like, okay, still got some left. What shall I do? I made a monster. Now, right after I started this monster, I had regret. Because as I saw how it was turning out, I thought, I shouldn't have used this yarn for a monster. This yarn would have made a great chicken. So now I want to go through my Bernat Boa and see what I can do. Let's see, monsters are also over there. Okay, we'll put them away soon. I'm trying to get stuff put away once it's listed on Etsy. I got all 3 of those things edited into the Etsy listings this morning. So I'm off to a good start. So now, I think I'm going to go start on something fun. Maybe I'll start on the Monster of the Month, because that sounds like a fun project. Or I'll start with something from my artist choice bag. Oh, there it is. Wait a minute. I didn't realize I brought in. This is the blue yarn that I'm going to use up and make the monster of the month from. It's sort of a thick, fuzzy, like a bulky eyelash yarn. Should make a cute monster. That's it. I'm gonna go play. Bye bye.